Hi, I'm Jackie Toops with ArmyWife101.com, and today I have several guests. I've never interviewed so many of us at once. I feel like we look like the new version of the Brady Bunch, and I'm so excited because we have some amazing things to talk to you about today. We're going to be focusing on the upcoming retreat called makeHER. It is the official working and wellness retreat for today's Milspouse entrepreneur, and this year's all-inclusive event will be held October 3rd through 6th at the luxurious Kiowa Island Golf Resort in historic Charleston, South Carolina. So today, please help me welcome the three Milspouse entrepreneurs behind this event. We have Crystal Spell, Keisha Cole, and Kia Young. And these ladies have over 20 years of military spouse experience between the three of them. And they have established empires as a lifestyle blogger, a boutique owner, and a social media marketing expert. So today we're going to talk about all things makeHER. We're going to let you know why you want to be there, how you can reserve your spot, and if you have any questions, you're welcome to chat with us and we will answer them to the best of our ability. So thank you, ladies, for being with us today.
Hey, thanks for having us. 20 plus years make me feel old.
So I'm going to let you all go around and introduce yourselves, if you don't mind. I'm going to start with Kia Young. I'll go ahead and put everyone's names up so we can see who everyone is. So Kia, if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, that would be great.
Sure. I'm Kia. I am married to an Army. He's active duty still. I'm sorry. He's still active duty. And I have 3 kids. We're stationed at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. And I own a social media agency. So we help, it's called the Social Crown. We help service-based businesses. Started it back in 2017. I myself am an Air Force veteran. So my background and career crosses lots of different things. So I've been active duty. I've been in corporate America in banking and mortgage banking. I had left corporate America and started a pretty successful direct sales business for several years before going into freelance writing. And now that has transitioned to the Social Crown. So lots of different things going on, but all of that accumulated to give me the knowledge to launch my own social media agency. So it's a little bit about me.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And we'll go ahead and talk with Crystal Spell next, if you don't mind telling our audience a little bit about yourself.
Hey guys, I'm Crystal. You probably know me because I'm the creator of Army Wife 101. Mama two, former Army wife, Marine wife, National Guard wife. I mean, I wasn't married 3 times, but I realized how that sounds. Yeah, and launched Army Wife 101 some time ago, started out doing that and have been able to really turn it into a really successful, profitable career, living the laptop lifestyle. So, and you know, sharing all kinds of information with you guys and making sure that, you know, we're all staying in the loop in the world of Milspouses. So.
Fantastic. All right, and Keisha, if you could tell a little bit about yourself, please.
Hi guys, I'm Keisha. I am the author of Mommy Retailing. I'm a mom of 3, newly retired Marine spouse, and I am the owner of the She Slate Marketplace franchise. We are a curated boutique where we celebrate local and independent artists. We have a location in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and we franchise our first store in downtown Portsmouth, Virginia. I started my retail business with just $500, and I've grown that into a 6-figure boutique with the help of outside investors. So.
Well, that is quite impressive. Thank you all so much. I love just what you've got going on. You all have such independent, free thinking, entrepreneurial mindsets. And I myself am an Army spouse, a mother of 2. My husband just got out of the Army this month. And so we're readjusting to civilian life as we speak. But I will be the MC of this event. And I'm a freelance writer. I conduct live interviews, obviously. And I've really enjoyed getting to know all you wonderful, wonderful spouses of this community, because I honestly think that there's something truly special about those of us who start our own business and we're doing it on the go at different duty stations, and we're finding what works best for our family. And here you are with this new makeHER retreat, and you're going to help share your tricks, your tips, your insight to others who are looking to do the same. So we've got a lot of great people today. We've got Moni Jefferson. Hi, Moni. Hi, Alicia. We got some great viewers here, also of the community. So let's go ahead, and if you could tell me, if any of the three of you want to jump in, I would love to know, how did you come up with this amazing idea for the makeHER retreat?
Yeah, so for me, I'll start. For me, Crystal reached out to me and was telling me about this idea that she had had conversations with other military spouses about what they felt like was lacking as far as events to get together and learn about your business. And one of the big things that continue to come up is, like, we all go to different retreats and different conferences, whether they be military related or outside of the military community for our respective industries. And a lot of times we walk away from those events overwhelmed and very inspired, but not really with the steps that you need to take in order to do all the things that you want to do, that you've learned about during these events. And one of the things that we really wanted to focus on is having a very small, intimate event where we are actually not just learning what we need to do, but how to actually do it. So that is the main focus for makeHER, is to ensure that we are giving you actionable blueprints and talking to people who have been there, done that, wrote the blueprint for it, and is willing to give you that information. So you walk away with actionable steps and plans for your business, not just inspired to do all these different things. So I think that's what makes our event different from anything else that we've seen.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I thank you so much. I love the fact that I was working with Crystal Spell about this event, saying that, we were looking for this, we couldn't find it. So in typical Milspouse fashion, we created it. And I think that's incredible. Did either of you want to chime in, Crystal or Keisha?
Yeah, I mean, I'm so glad we're holding this. I mean, Kia said it better than I could, but just from my personal experience, like she said, even outside of the military community, I've been to some amazing conferences. But like she said, it does tend to get a little bit overwhelming. And also sometimes there tends to be a lack of, because of that overwhelmment at the conferences, because it's exciting, because there's so many speakers and so many people, your Facebook friends that, us introverts who work at home get to see. Sometimes you also don't know where to go or what's for you, because everybody's at different levels. And so I think by keeping this intimate, which we'll probably talk about shortly, but keeping this intimate group, it's easy to see, okay, this is where I need to be, because some of us are already at certain points in our business. And, we all need different amounts of help. So I think keeping it small, keeping it intimate, and being with people, also showing Milspouses that there are other Milspouses out there really crushing it. I think sometimes in the military life, we get a little bit, you know how it is, you get caught up in mill life and supporting your spouse. And sometimes you may tend to lose yourself, or you don't, you're trying to complete certain parts of your career or your hustle or your business. And you start and you stop and you start and you stop. So this is that event that I think is going to help you put it all together. We love motivation, we love empowerment, but now how do we do it? How do I set up my site today? How do Kia, help me understand Instagram? Okay, am I just posting pretty pictures? These are the things that people want and must need to know if they're going to run, successful, especially online businesses, which for me is my thing.
And to piggyback on what they've said, what makes it such a unique experience for me, and an absolute must-have, is bringing it back to you. And not in a selfish way, but making sure that we give that experience to military spouses, to let them know that it is okay to invest in you. It is okay to focus on you. Yes, we're coming to work, but there is going to be a time where you're going to have to clock out and focus on your needs and to take care of yourself. So wellness is very much as big of a piece of this retreat as the learning and the business and the networking and all that good stuff.
Yeah, because I think we can all agree that we never clock out. I know there's many times I'm messaging you guys at 1 o'clock in the morning. Jackie, I'm infamous for hitting you up sometimes at like 9 o'clock at night. So, there's no time to cry.
Never clock out.
That's true. And like you said, Crystal, I also work with my laptop. And so any tips I can get on the digital space as far as, who's a great video editor, what are you doing with Facebook Lives, anything like that is truly pertinent and can help with my work and can help with anyone who's, living that laptop lifestyle, as you said it. So I think that's fantastic. Now, you brought up a really good point, Keisha. This isn't just professional. This is also focusing on balance and the wellness, because I know as Milspouses, we so often will put ourselves in the role of support. Like I'm the one holding down the home front. I'm the one here raising the kids during deployment. And it's so easy to put your needs last. And I think that's a fantastic piece that you're going to be focusing on that as well. So what I'd like to talk about next is, who exactly would you say would be the ideal candidate for this retreat? Who is this retreat for?
Yeah, so I think that this retreat, if you are anyone in the digital space, like Crystal said, so bloggers, creatives, whether you have a product-based business or a service-based business, or you're looking to start your business. So that's one thing that I feel like anyone who has an entrepreneurial spirit can actually benefit from this retreat. So, and not to forget, we're calling it makeHER Milspouse Retreat, but we very much are open to and want to have our women veterans there. Being a veteran myself, a lot of women either have like a side hustle that are in the military, or they're forward thinking about what happens when they transition out of the military and starting to get ready for that transition and want to be able to have that freedom that they haven't had as active duty in the military. So definitely women veterans, anyone who considers themselves a creator, a freelancer, and someone who actually has a thriving business and ready to scale it to the next level.
Fantastic. So I love that you're saying that they can level up, but this is also for those who are getting started. You don't have to already have that 6-figure business. Maybe you've got that mindset and that's what you're looking for. So I love that this is open to a range of women as far as their background professionally, what their goals are. And I mean, even now you're the only one out of the 4 of us married to someone who's active duty. So I like that you're saying once a Milspouse, always a Milspouse, once a veteran, always a veteran.
Yeah, and just to jump in really quickly, one of the things too is that I think because I think a lot of people, sometimes the word retreat and conference, it all gets like intertwined and people are just like, oh, that's a cute name. This is definitely a retreat in the sense of we certainly understand the investment in this, and we also want to make sure that we personalize it. So rest assured that when you come here, if you're new in business, we're going to know that you're new in business. You know what I mean? If you're if you're a 5-year blogger, we're going to know that you've been blogging for 5 years. If you've been doing social media management, and you just launched a virtual online business, we're going to know. And I think that's what makes this unique too. That that one-on-one, that knowing of personalization that we're going to offer you, as an attendee. So you'll definitely get that personalization versus just kind of being another attendee there. We'll know you.
Well, I love that. And currently you have this open to 30 places, 30 spaces. Is that correct?
I think we're at what, 40? Is it
40? Okay. So still very intimate. It's not like a conference where there are hundreds or thousands of people. Like everyone will have access to each other, to the keynotes. And I think that's really what makes this special. There are some other things that make this special as well. Would one of you like to talk about the all-inclusive nature of this event?
Yeah, I'll let you do that. You do it so well.
Well, one of the things that was really important to us, I've been to several different conferences, retreats in my background, and I know Crystal and Keisha have as well. And, you might see that a ticket costs $2.99, but by the time you add in food and travel and all these different things that you want to do, and especially if you're going to a nice city, you might want to do a little bit of sightseeing or experience some things, it ends up being quite costly. So one of the things that we wanted to do, especially with these being military families, is be able to tell you the upfront costs. What is it going to take for you to have some place to sleep and have your food taken care of and your activities taken care of. So that is what we make. Basically, you don't have to worry about anything except getting there. Once you're there, everything is taken care of until you leave. So everything is all inclusive, from your breakfast, your snacks, the activities that we'll have for you there. Now, there are some things that you might decide you want to add on in your free time, and that is completely up to you. But know that your ticket, that right now we're in the early bird stage, so early bird tickets are $1,500. You can pay that $1,500 and know that absolutely everything you need at this retreat will be taken care of. And that's another thing that makes, I think, this retreat a little bit unique, in that you're not having to budget for all of those different things.
Yeah. And also that, and like she said, just to piggyback on that, we've also made it easy, in addition to giving you those upfront costs, by allowing a payment plan, by allowing a deposit to hold your space. And, you know, you're not just getting a room, you're getting a villa. You're getting beach access, yoga on the beach. As Keisha mentioned, there's definitely a wellness component. So those things are important and including in that, that fee. And I'm a foodie, as you can see, so I love food. And, again, these are full meals. We're talking about 3 meals a day plus snacks, plus whatever other surprises we add in.
The food is bomb, is what she's saying.
Yeah. That's fantastic. So basically all you have to do is get there. I love that you have payment plans available. And once you're there won't be any surprises. So, the fact that you're covering food is massive. I have gone to conferences and found myself like spinning an arm and a leg on the hotel restaurant because it's the only thing right there. So I think that's wonderful that that's included. And then if you do want to have add-ons, there's a spa. I mean, oh my gosh, talk about wellness.
Yeah. I mean,
we encourage it. It's like world class. I think they said that it was like number 6 of the top spas in the entire world, not just country. So it is an amazing spa, an amazing location. If you've never looked up the Kiowa Island Golf Resort, you should definitely go and take a peak. And not only that, we were very intentional about making sure that, when you're not in your sessions, that you're in a luxurious place. So, I mean, we were very intentional and on lots of phone calls, making sure that, okay, so if they need to get from their villa to the beach, how are they going to get there? And they told us, oh, you just hit a button and a Mercedes is going to pick you up and take you to the beach access. Right. So you don't have to walk anywhere. And all of that is included. And I was like, maybe I'm not going to want to leave this place. I'm going to be wanting my Mercedes to show up at the door to pick me up when I go home. So I am as excited about going to this location and getting some time to decompress while working on my own business, as much as, being able to pour into the women that are coming to the retreat.
That is remarkable. I will say that as someone who works from home, Crystal earlier said she was an introvert. I'm an extrovert. So I love going out and meeting people. And I found that for my business, the most beneficial thing I've done is I've started attending conferences. But sometimes they are big, they're massive, they're a bit overwhelming. You don't get as much one-on-one time with someone as you would like. And I love that you've scaled the size down so that it's going to be quality interaction. It's not just quantity. You're going to talk to people who are making it, whether you're like Keisha with a brick and mortar business, or you're like Kia and Crystal and myself, who all can work in the digital space. And I think it's just tremendous. I can't wait. I really, in a villa. Oh, you said villa. You didn't say
a private villa.
A private one-bedroom villa. And what I loved about that, and why that it was so important for us to like not have getting a space where you have a roommate, is that when the day is done, when you have learned so much about your business and have all these different ideas, you can take it back to your place, decompress, write in your journal about what you experienced that day and what steps you want to take, and just really take some time to think about, and without distraction, what you want to do for your business and digest all of that information. So having that private space was just as important to us as has been, making sure that the right people, as far as who's going to be pouring into us and sharing with us at the retreat. It is definitely as equally as important to us, that wellness piece, as getting the information.
Yeah. Fantastic. So can you give, I know you don't want to give everything away yet about the event, but can you give a brief overview of maybe a highlight or something that guests could look forward to?
I would say that for me, because I think it's important for people to know when we plant this, I planned it, we're in 3 different fields, but I planned it from a blogger perspective. So we planned it based on things that we would want to see as business owners, not just as people who are putting on, a retreat. So for me, I think it's going to be the personalized attention that you get. As a blogger, someone who makes their income from working with brands, I own another group that's outside the military called That Pitch Life. And people are always, hey, how can we pitch brands? Or can you look at this letter? Or I've been blogging for 2 years and I'm just not making any money. And I think sometimes there's a stigma of people like not wanting to approach you, or, people are shy, or they feel like they're infringing on what you do for a living. So for me, as a person who wants the best bang for my buck, getting to, if I was an attendee, sit with somebody like Kia who has a deeper understanding of Facebook ads, or somebody like Lakeisha who launched a 6-figure boutique and who understands how to work with a wholesaler. I owned a store for a clothes store for maybe a year, and I was just like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I can't do this. So someone who understands that, and who has success with it, is important. So, I think that's a highlight on top of all the other great things you're going to get, because the swag is going to be amazing, and you're going to get, a 1-bedroom villa and amazing food. And we have other surprises that we want to include in that. But I think those things, when you're talking about that investment, for me, that's a highlight. Knowing that I can, if I was an attendee, I can sit with someone who's made, $100,000, who's a Milspouse, who's PCS while they were doing it, who started their business while they were doing it, and who has a true understanding, who's well known in the space, and frankly, who has the receipts to prove it. I
Right.
want that. So.
We've got a question here, and who would like to answer this? Thank you so much for chiming in, Morales. So, I'm in the healing arts and wellness field. Is this a good retreat for my type of business as well?
I'm sure we always can you answer?
Yeah.
I would say so I would say it like this. In terms of specifically what you do, I'm not going to sit here and say I know about healing arts and wellness, but as far as the actual business building component, how to get that business off the ground, absolutely. How to make money, how to do social media for your business, all these important things, getting your website off the ground,
Real marketing around.
Branding, marketing.
Branding, marketing, understanding who your audience is, who your demographic is, how to work with local businesses, all of that. Yes, absolutely. I would say this is the retreat for you. If you're a business owner and you're serious about taking it to the next level, and you understand that, then yes, this would be the retreat for the most part, any Milspouse with a business. And one of the other things I wanted to add really quickly, something personally that I've noticed when there have been certain Milspouse entrepreneurial type events, sometimes direct sales gets a bad name. I think people don't, take it seriously. But the reality is we have a ton of military spouses who are doing direct sales. And so what we did is, I will be honest, this is not just another event where we're going to have just, vendors in a room. And this is for you to actually talk to. We're going to have an actual CEO of a direct sales company. We want you to actually get that one-on-one with the person who obviously understands how this works. And we're going to have people who very much succeeded in those direct sales type businesses. So we are going to have what we call a track for that as well, because I know sometimes they feel left out or people don't take it seriously. But look, there's a lot of military spouses who are crushing that game too. And so we want to make sure that if you want to be in direct sales, here's how you do it, and here's how you get to the top. Everything from learning how to take the right pictures, how to approach people on Facebook, how to make your social media stand out in a saturated space. Those are the things we want you to know.
Fantastic. Those sound like all very actionable items. I know I've found myself just asking questions of people. I'll see something they do and I'll say, what app did you use for that? Or do you have a light ring? And then I bought a light ring, or, just all these little trade secrets we share that can really just up things to the next level. But then from there, you can talk about, establishing an LLC. You can talk about getting contracts. You can talk about pitching brands. And I think that's wonderful. Just the fact that you're able to customize and build. So no matter where someone is right now, they can always level up. And it sounds like this retreat is going to provide the excellent opportunity to do that professionally while providing just an amazing wellness getaway. I'm so excited. Can it be October already?
Right. I know. Well, but I'm sure it's gonna come up quick. We're gonna be like, wait, we need more time. But yeah, I think that, and just to add in, because I'm like thinking as you're talking, but you brought up a good point when you said like asking people about certain apps. That's something we're, having as well. We plan on bringing in a WordPress expert. We plan on bringing in, someone who's versed in Shopify, Etsy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, those things. These are platforms. Everything is very strategic in the sense of these are platforms. There are a ton of Milspouses on Etsy launching side hustles. So we're looking at those things and then taking and going from there.
I mean, we really have. I wish y'all could see our messages because they're totally lit. I mean, we have really taken this like a 360 view. So she's talking about those apps that we use all of the time. How we've also thought about like what are those operational things, those things that help you automate, that doesn't matter if you have a product or service or digital, that it can help you make things easier so you have more time to spend with your family. So when your husband is deployed, it doesn't like completely change the game for you. So we have really taken a 360-degree approach to who we're having come to speak and, the experts that we're inviting. We really are looking at this from a full scope, not just, if you're this type of business, then this is your kind of retreat. Truly, anyone who is trying to make a name for themselves and do their own thing independently will be highly impacted at this retreat.
To piggyback on what Kia said, we're also looking at this through a portable lens because we know a lot of military spouses are in between duty stations, or you might get orders and you have this booming business. Like for my case, when we were in Okinawa and I had a booming business and I had to figure out how to relocate that business back to the United States without losing my customers and revenue and all of that. So we are looking at this retreat from that lens as well, where you might be in that position to where you might have to pick up and go, what's the best way to do that? There's no blueprint from that, right? But you have all these lessons learned from people like myself and others who've experienced it and made it work for the better. So all of those sort of trial and issues that we've experienced and the resources that we've gathered to make that transition smoother, we're pouring that all into this retreat.
Well, I think this is all fantastic because we've got unique challenges as military spouses. And who better to learn it from than those who have been there, have done that, have done it all over the world, have done it while holding down the home front. And you're there to say, hey, I have made it. I'm very successful. I've worked with these brands. I've built this empire. I've got a 6-figure business. So I think instead of each of us individually trying to reinvent the wheel, it's amazing to just be able to tap into this military community that we have. And I'm just so grateful that the three of you have come together to put together this makeHER retreat that, again, is going to be held October 3rd through 6th. And this is going to be at the Kiowa Island Golf Resort in Charleston, South Carolina. It's an all-inclusive retreat that's going to be focusing on business and wellness and just a lot of connection and drawing upon that strength from the military community. So I'm honored that you all asked me to be the MC. I cannot wait. So thank you for including me.
It was a no-brainer, really.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Part of it, it's flattering to be on the dream team here. So, if any of you have a piece of advice to give to a military spouse who has either wanted to launch a business but just hasn't taken that initial step yet, maybe has a business, wants to get to the next level, what piece of advice would you get to give to a military spouse entrepreneur? And I feel like I should call on you to make it easier.
My friend Crystal here, who
always has the best quote for that.
Crystal? Okay, let's do it, Crystal. You're on.
It's funny, I was just on last week, and I'll say the same thing I've always said on any interview that we've done about what I think about that. What is it? Launch it broken and fix it live. And what that means is don't get stuck on I need to get my website done. Mm-hmm. My cousin's uncle's father's friend's cousin said he's going to do my website in like 5 weeks. The internet has put everybody on almost equal footing. These days, you can have a website up in a day. It is no longer the days of developers and paying all this money. You can use Squarespace. You can use Shopify. You can use WordPress.
Fiverr.
Fiverr.com. But get Fiverr. And that's the other thing. The days of looking for somebody to Fiverr.com is your best friend. You can find developers, app developers, VAs. If you're starting a business and you need somebody to do a voiceover, you can do that. So I'm very practical when people ask that type of question. I've launched, a coupon site literally overnight. Of course, it was work to put those things in, but it didn't take me long to get the site up and running. Shameless plug, it's a military discount site, retailsalute.com. So I always say, launch it broken, fix it live. It's never going to be perfect because you are going to always find something wrong anyway with it. So do it and then use the feedback and, whatever to maintain it and to build it. And I promise you, don't sit around and wait. Because if you sit around and wait on the military life, you're going to be waiting a long time.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. Hurry up and wait does not also have to apply to your business.
Right.
I think that's excellent advice because I'm a habitual perfectionist and I realize I have sat on things. I've sat on this project, that project, and there's something to be said for just doing it. I've even been told before there's someone out there less qualified than you who's already done it and they're having success. And we just play these games in our mind. And so getting this wonderful tidbit from you is perfect. And this is just a taste, ladies. You're going to have so much more over this resort at the retreat from October 3rd through 6th. As you can see, we've got the website here, milspouseretreat.com. And would either of you, Kia or Keisha, like to weigh in on advice for Milspouse entrepreneurs?
Oh, no, I'm going with Crystal's advice. I used to be the same way, Jackie, until I met Crystal. And then I learned how to chill out and relax a little bit and be more practical in my approach to my business. So, yeah, that's my life motto now.
I use that a lot too, but just to add a little bit is something like coming to a retreat like makeHER you will be more confident about launching it broken and fixing it live because you'll have all these wonderful women that you have met at that retreat that you can send a DM to. Before I met Keisha, I didn't know her and I didn't feel comfortable like reaching out and shooting her a PM asking her how she felt about or what she would do in this situation. So I also feel like the people that invest into this retreat are going to walk away and have like this little support group of women who are out there killing it in their business that know all of these different things. It's going to feel like a mastermind, I feel, when you leave, where you have all these different ideas and resources, honestly, that you didn't have before. And because there's only 40 women, you'll feel much more confident about reaching out to them and know that you'll get to meet all of these women. Like you can't when you go to a conference and there's thousands of people there. But something like this that's small and intimate, you'll walk away feeling like everyone. And that's important to us.
It really is. There's something to be said about that face-to-face connection. And I was lucky enough it's funny, I've worked with Crystal for about 3 years over the digital space, and we just met in person in September. I got to finally meet Keisha, and now I'm meeting you over this, so I will look forward to seeing you in October. We've got some great comments, too. This is so true. I did this just this week. I have put off building my own website forever, and I thought, you know what? Let me just get a landing page. So I fully agree. You don't even need a full website. It is so easy nowadays, our website builders and tools, and it's digital. It's not in print. If you find something you want to tweak, go in the following day. It doesn't have to be perfect from the get-go. So thank you for your comment. I love this as well. Crystal, your advice is definitely resonating. Sometimes you have to get out of your own way.
It's so true. And before we go, I just want to encourage people to Jackie's, post on the website, milspouseretreat.com. But I want to encourage people when you go there to definitely read up about the retreat, understand the deposit, the payment plan. But oh gosh, I think I lost my train of thought. Go there. Oh, and sign up for our subscription, our newsletter, more than anything, because we're going to consistently put those out. We won't bombard your inbox, but everything as we update, you'll know about, and it'll keep you kind of in the loop. And, I always say I'm extremely informal. You can reach out to us on the Army Wife 101 inbox. And if you have questions for Kia or Keisha, I'll make sure they get forwarded over and learn more about them and follow them on social media as well.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, ladies, today. Thank you for being here with us with ArmyWife101.com for the makeHER retreat. I appreciate your time today, Kia and Crystal. and Keisha. I'm the only one whose name doesn't start with a K. I'm Jackie. But I'm so excited to see what the three of you put together, because I know it's going to be big, because I know how you do it. So this is going to be an event you won't want to miss. Once again, this is an all-inclusive official working and wellness retreat for military spouse entrepreneurs called makeHER, and it will be held October 3rd through 6th. And to get any information on the event and to reserve your space, please visit milspouseretreat.com. Well, thank you, ladies, so much for talking to me, and thank you all for tuning in. We hope to see you in October.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye.